Hello! Today I'm going to show you how to turn yourself into a ghost. Which is the second one of my Halloween tutorials this year. It's not inspired by any sort of specific time period or type of ghost. I guess it's just a normal ghost. Well, not a normal, well, it's a ghost basically. It's not a specific ghost, it's just a ghost. Basically a ghost that you will hopefully not encounter anywhere, but you know, in any case, it's just a ghost. If you want to get inspired by like a certain time period, then you could just do that. But you know, I just basically, you know, did what I thought would look good on a ghost, I guess. So yeah, basically I also used only normal makeup for this look. You know, mostly drugstore makeup except for the lipstick, but you can use any lipstick you want. I mean, you don't necessarily have to grab your most fancy lipstick for this look. I just used to do so because it's basically the perfect color for this. I don't have this shade in cheaper brands. In any case, yeah, so basically it's really like not difficult to do at all. I mean, it's gotta look sloppy and everything, so anyone can do this and have fun with it. So let's get started. Okay, for this look I'm just going to start out with the Catrice Allround concealer palette because I want a flawless face. I just can't really imagine ghosts with like really like large zits on their face or anything. I mean, not that I have really large zits right now, but in any case. So I'm just using the green shade to sort of spot on all the red spots on my face. Just to sort of color correct them, and also around my nose because it's a little bit red there as well. And then just blend it out. Okay, I've changed the lighting a bit because the light's really bright on that side and then there's all shadows on this side and it's annoying. In any case, I've just put some primer on my face, which is actually better to do before the concealer, but I forgot. But in any case, this is a Catrice Prime and Fine primer. And I've just dotted that on the spots where I want it to be, and then I'll just smear it out, obviously. Also putting it underneath my eyes, really like this part of the nose. It's really anywhere where the pores are large and where you get oily quickly, and I have oily skin, so that's basically my entire skin. Right now I'm applying the Manic Dreamtone in the shade Virgin, which is a white foundation obviously. And as you can see I used two pumps. It's not completely like white, but it is, you know, pale. So yeah, it goes on a bit, you know, not completely like covering, but it does make the skin paler. I wouldn't recommend it if you're actually going for a, I don't know, Snow White look or anything, because it does look slightly patchy, which I don't mind for a ghost look, but if you want to look pretty, then I wouldn't recommend using this. Because as you can see, it's... And but now I've moved on to powder. Yeah, it's the HEMA True Mineral Loose Powder, which they don't sell anywhere but in the Netherlands. So I guess it's not very useful to show you the entire thing. But in any case, it's a really pale powder. Any like pale foundation powder will do. This stuff is literally only useful when I'm trying to look like an actual ghost, because it's actually paler than my natural skin tone in winter, which does say a lot. But yeah, just evens out the color of the foundation. And this makes me look even more dead, which in this case is a good thing. And I'm also putting this over my eyes. I'm not being very like, you know, like careful with it right now, because of the simple reason that I don't like need this look to look, you know, gorgeous the entire day, because you're trying to look like a ghost. So it shouldn't look too good basically. And then it's time for contouring. If you use the same sort of setting powder or powder foundation that I use, then everything will be covered in loose powder now. So sorry if all the packaging looks sort of dusty from this point onwards. In any case, yeah, what I'm going to use for shaping is actually an eyeshadow. It's the sort of greyish brown dark eyeshadow. Well, you can see what it looks like by Yves Rocher. It's called Brun Café. And I'm using the Real Techniques buffing brush to you know, contour. I do have the contour brush from the same set as from the Kohl collection, but yeah, it's in my makeup kit and I'm too lazy to go get it, so I'm using this one instead. It works just as well. It's a little bit more dense, so it might actually move the like layer underneath the top layer. Yeah, you get what I mean. It might move the foundation a little bit, but it doesn't really matter because, you know, it'll only make it look more unhealthy basically. And I'm just doing a really dark contour. Like, I'm really trying to look like really thin and, you know, unhealthy and not alright. Just ghostly basically. And yeah, I'm just contouring everywhere where I would normally contour. So I'm just starting with the cheekbones because I usually start at the cheekbones. I know to me they're just the most important part of contouring. But yeah, I'm also just going to contour my jawline and nose and forehead and just, well, everything that I normally contour. Okay, as you can see, we're going for quite a dramatic eye look. Dramatic in the sense of looking as if you've been crying for 5 centuries over a dead knight or something who was trying to flirt with you and then fell off a castle tower, or I don't know, just think of your own backstory for your ghost. But yeah, I'm gonna start out with the NYX Jumbo eye pencil in milk as usual. I'm just gonna rub off this brush that I'm gonna use because I just used black with it. Okay. And I'm just using a towel for that, by the way. And then I'm just using the brush to apply just a little bit of the white onto the eyelid. And I'm just putting it there to keep the other stuff that's going to be on there later in place and to just light it up a little bit. Doesn't have to be neat or anything because, you know, it's going to look like this anyway. Okay. And then once that's on there, I'm going to move on to eyeshadow, which is actually, well, you can basically use any eyeshadow you want. I'm using this set from MAX, which is a set by a Dutch budget store. It's really cheap. It was supposed to be a smoky eye look, but nobody can make a smoky eye with this because it's just not dark enough. But I'm going to use the white shade first just to highlight a little bit in my inner corner and underneath the eyebrow. And then I'm moving on to the taupe shade in the middle to really define the crease. And I'm really putting it through all the way to the front part because I'm not trying to correct the crease or to make the, or like lift the eyelid, whatever. I'm just trying to make my eyes look like they're sort of sunken in. So basically forget all makeup rules and just make yourself look horrible. And yeah, I'm just applying this, that's the normal grammar. I'll just continue to apply this until my eye looks sufficiently dark and dreary and awful and yeah. And I'm also putting it in the, well, not really in the lower lash line, just like really around the eye. All the way to the front, even in the inner corner. There's gonna be more black on top of it later, but you know, it's always good as if it's already dark. Okay, almost. A little bit more in the crease. Okay, once that's on there, you don't have to like blend it completely perfectly or anything, because after all it's a ghost look. Then we're basically done with the eyeshadow and we're going to move on to cake eyeliner. Or you can use a really dark black eyeshadow. But I'm trying to stick to, well, I'm not really trying to stick to budget brands. I just accidentally stuck to budget brands this time, but in any case I'm using the Catrice Wet and Dry cake eyeliner. Which of course you can just always use dry, yeah. This is what I'm using it for now. And I'm basically just using the short end of the brush to just dab it onto the eyelid. This is the Eco Tools brush, by the way. Doesn't have to look neat, it's gotta look as if you've like been wearing it for like however long you've been a ghost. And most ghosts, I think, don't reapply their makeup every morning. So I'm also putting this as the inner corner, just below the eye, and just dragging it down. It's really like, you know, an easier solution to getting this look, by the way, is just to apply a nice smoky eye and then step underneath the shower. But yeah, this is just a more like makeup intensive way, I guess. In any case, it's just gotta look runny and like, you know, really awful. It's basically what I'm trying to say. I'm still using the short end brush for it. Simply because it makes it look more sloppy. Instead of all nice blended out, because I don't want it to look nice and blended out, obviously. And I'm just dragging it a little bit through into the crease and then blending a little bit on the upper eyelid with the longer end of the brush. And then it looks like this, all dramatic. Then it's time for eyeliner pencil. I'm starting out with a black one by Essence. Trying to not let my brushes fall off the table. And I'm going to tightline with it. And also fill in the waterline. Okay, and then I'm just going to, like, when it's still wet from just applying it to the waterline, I'm just going to run it through my lower lashes because I want there to be, you know, some more run out stuff. Okay, and once it's on there, I'm just going to blend it out a little bit with the short brush again. Because otherwise it looks too much like a neat eyeliner, which is not the idea. Okay, this is basically what it always looks like with me when I try to blend out pencil eyeliner, by the way. So now you also know why I never do that. In any case, yeah, then it's time for mascara. I'm using the Rimmel Scandaleyes Retro Glam mascara. And this time I'm like really putting it onto the lashes, like really like this, basically just not trying to make them look good or separated or nice. No, they're just supposed to look clumpy and awful. You can always just tap them on there, I did that here as well, and just sort of blend it out so it looks like even more makeup turned into a mess. Yeah. And I'm also doing that on the lower lash line. I'm really also pressing it onto the lower eyelid. I'm just calling it the lower eyelid. Because again, it's got to look like it's run out. And again, just to make it look not too harsh, and also because otherwise it will feel really comfortable when it dries, I'm just going to drag it out a little bit. Okay, and then you're left with this very classy, nice, fun look or something. Yeah, I'm just going to apply a little bit more because I want it to be a little bit more clumpy. Okay, clumpy enough. Then it's time for the eyebrows. For that I'm going to use a eyebrow brush, obviously. I have no idea what brand it is. It's usually, like normally I use an eyebrow brush by Sigma. But I'm using the cake eyeliner and it will stay in the brush for a little bit. And I don't want to apply like, you know, normal eyebrow powder tomorrow morning and then put like large black eyebrows. But yeah, also by the way, if you're doing a ghost from a certain time period, then it's always a good idea, especially with the eyebrows, to really like check how the people in the time period used to look in terms of eyebrow, makeup, whatever. But I'm not really aiming for a specific time period. I'm just creating my very own sort of made up ghost thing, whatever. So yeah, basically I'm just filling them in black because that's what I felt like doing. But for example, if you're like doing ghosts from a time period where like really pale eyebrows were in fashion, then of course it's just, you know, more authentic, I guess, to also make sure your eyebrows don't stand out all that much. Just like fill them in with a more natural shade. But I'm just filling them in like this. And just blending out the front parts, because I can't get them to look even anyway. Yeah, that's not a makeup trick, that's just cheating, I know. Okay, then the eyebrows are done. I'm not going to bother brushing them through because I don't have to look completely neat or anything. I'm just going to make this one look slightly more sad, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and then that's the eyes. Okay, so now I've just started lining my lips with this lip pencil in the shade Wine. I have no idea what brand it is by because it doesn't say any brand and it's really old, so I don't remember either. But it still works, it's a dark red color. Okay, lipstick I'm using is Nectarine by Estée Lauder. This is a dark red color, it's a really beautiful color. But yeah, you can use any brand or lipstick you want. I just wanted a really classy one for this look. Then it's time for another fun part, fake blood. And I'm using my beloved Essence XXXL Shine lip gloss for that. I always use this as fake blood because, well, for one, it looks good. Second, it's, you know, guaranteed to be safe to use on your mouth, obviously, because it's lip gloss. So yeah, just added a little bit of blood here, and now I'm just also going to add some tears of blood on the eyes. Now it is a lip gloss, so I wouldn't recommend actually getting it in the eyes. But putting it close to the eye should be no problem. And just dabbing the edges so it looks as if it's been there for a while. Okay. And yeah, basically you can use as many bloods as you want. I'm just going to add a little bit more here and there. But of course it's up to you. I mean, you could also just leave out the blood and leave it as a normal ghost. Yeah. In any case, you get what I mean. You can use as little or as much blood as you want. You can also make a complete gore ghost of it with like blood all over the place. I'm going to keep it relatively like not blood free, obviously, but not too much, just a little bit here and there. And yeah, okay, so this is the finished look. I think it turned out quite, well, not terrifying or anything, but still slightly disturbing. So yeah, in any case, I hope you enjoyed watching this. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Bye! Then I'm going to add the stripes on the legs, and I'm just going to do that, you know, sort of like not really lazy way or anything, but